So you get the CN Tower. You do Niagara first. You make it a whole little thing.
I was like, you go to Baltimore. It's right down the street.
Yeah, I've done my time in Baltimore. And then Montreal a lot when I lived in Vermont.
Avec les habitants, salut mon habitant, merci pour écouter cet podcast avec moi et Matt Cohen. Aujourd'hui, nous record. I don't know how to say recording.
I'm impressed, man.
We're recording live from the Kevin and Bean Studios. What I love about when you fly into Canada is the flight attendant wakes you up, but she's like alarmed when she wakes you up because I sleep on planes. It's just a big, it's a tube for sleeping. And I'm always amazed when people go, "Oh, I can't sleep on a plane." Like, what else are you doing?
I'm asleep before the plane fucking takes.
I have to fight to stay awake for takeoff. So I'm always afraid I'm going to sleep hard for an hour and a half and then be stuck sitting there for 5 hours.
And then you wake up with 4 hours on a fucking plane left, and there's nothing worse. You just go to the bathroom, you like stretch and shit,
hang out.
I'm a smoker too, so there's nothing worse than that wake up with like 2 hours left. You know what I mean?
And you start banging out.
You start fucking gum. Or no, I do what's worse is I'll chew on like a cigarette, like I'll pull out a cigarette, and every time I do it, without fail, everyone on the fucking plane immediately goes like, "Sir, there's no smoking." Like they wait, stewardesses run over. They
still make the announcement. They still say like, "We want to remind you on this Air Alaska flight to Vancouver is a non-smoking flight." Like who? In this day and age, prejudice against Italians, who in this day and age goes to the airport, gets a ticket, and then just sits on the plane like
goes
have
through
a cigarette,
security and then pulls out his
and doesn't realize you can't smoke. Like whoever it is, I want to sit next to that person. I want to sit next to that person that's so far out of the loop, or that has that like the most interesting man in the world, the Dos Equis guy. Like he would just sit on a plane and have a cigarette. I don't always smoke on airplanes, my friend.
I love that they have the alarms, not the alarms, but the
smoke detector.
The smoke detector things too, where it tells you.
But I'll set that off taking a shit. If I have like a foul like flu dump, that thing's going off. It's always weird, like the punishments. It says a fine up to $1,500. But like if you light a cigarette at the land of the plane, you can get like a week in jail. The justice system has to have it seems to have a really bizarre. Skewered system. Like he got 10 years in jail and a $2,000 fine, and you're like, well, after you got raped in your ass for 10 years, who really cares about $2,000?
That fucking $1,500 really sticks it to him after he's getting it stuck to him.
I guess that's adding insult to injury.
Yeah, exactly, right.
Literally.
I just wonder why, even on new planes too, like the old ones, you get why they're still there because of the turnover. But why, when you build a brand new plane, do you still put that smoking light as if it could turn off suddenly? Like you pick a random lucky flight that's like, folks, we can smoke for 10 minutes. You know,
that little light that illuminates that says no
exactly. Fume. But there's a fume one that's just never illuminated. Yeah. So they have the option to let you smoke with that. I just don't know.
I'd like to think if the plane was going down, they would hand out cigarettes.
Just different fucking new options. Jerk off option would appear. Every end of life option would just suddenly light up.
Yeah,
smoke, heroin, fucking symbol.
I think if I knew I was going to die, I've said this for my wife a lot. If I knew I was dying, or like when I'm 80 and 85 on my deathbed, I would try heroin. I would like to slam it.
That's my move too. My thing was if I had to pick a way to die, probably overdosing on heroin.
That you don't know. They always try to convince you like, oh, that's a real drowning. I could really see drowning as a peaceful way to die. Really? Because I'm pretty sure you go, oh my God, I'm fucking drowning.
I've got watered down the wrong fucking pipe before.
Yeah, that thing I breathe through is filled with liquids. Salty liquids.
But the drug overdose, like you go out like fucking Burroughs or whatever, just like, I don't even think he died of a heroin overdose, but just being like 90 years old, fucking, I don't know, what else? At that point, what are you waiting for?
Did you get I like that piece of paper you have to fill out. It's your international declaration card. International, sir, wake up. We're landing. You have to fill this out. I'm like, whoa, what? But she like jars me awake. And sir, wake up.
Every single thing you could have possibly bought while you were in that country, like you fucking remember or whatever.
Well, they want you to declare, do you have any like valuables? Basically, if you buy like a ton of like tens of thousands of dollars, they need to know you're not like some kingpin smuggler. But if you were a kingpin smuggler,
you wouldn't fill out that.
You wouldn't fill it out.
No.
And then it says on the form, name and address, and I write my name, I write my address. It says country of citizenship, and I write USA, and then I write motherfucker, but I cross it out, but I know it's there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I know it's there. And then there's 4 questions that determine whether or not you are going to be able to land in the exotic, faraway land of Canada.
Like, they would turn it around even if you had, like, if you were like, I refuse to fill this out. Fuck it, we're going back to Jersey.
We're going back.
Yeah.
We're going back. Tell LaGuardia we're circling. This guy put his month where his day should have been on his birthday. And it's that French stuff where you got to put the day first. Like I was born the 23rd of 8. The 4 questions that are going to determine whether or not you're allowed to go into Canada. Question 1, are you bringing any firearms into Canada? And there's a yes box and there's a no box. That's it. You check yes or you check no as to whether or not you are bringing a fucking sidearm into Vancouver. Like you're just sitting there with a Glock automatic that you just bought off
They don't want to know what kind of gun.
off Marcy Playground, and you just check yes.
Marcy Playground.
Deal with it when I get to immigration. Like I see that you checked yes for a firearm. What is it? So I check no. Right. Second question: are you carrying any explosives? Again, Matt. Yes box, no box. And I'm like, well, this is easy. Like, I'm doing well. I've always tested well, and I get excited for tests. So I'm like, I'm doing really good. Third one, will you be bringing any exotic plants or animals or endangered species into Canada? I guess, endangered species, they got to keep a close eye on. That's how the dodo bird got extinct. People are bringing them back and forth from Montana into Saskatoon.
Pandas, all the pandas are in Vancouver now.
Fourth, I check no. Fourth and final question. This is it. This is the last barrier between me and an evening in Canada. Will you be visiting a farm while you're in Canada? Ooh. Yes box, no box. Here's the problem. I have no idea. How do I know? What if I land and my driver goes, hey, real quick, I have to get gas and the gas station is right outside of town on my farm. I don't know if I'm going to be visiting a farm. But then I start thinking to myself, why do they put farm on this form? Think about it. Sidearm, dead. You kill people with it. Explosives, Molotov cocktails.
You take out grenades, the CN fucking tower.
Dead. Everybody's dead. Endangered species. Things that are going to fucking die. Farm. And then I start thinking, what's on the farm? What's on the farm that they have to include it with the trilogy of death? And a trilogy of death. Explosive firearms and endangered dead farm. So I started thinking to myself, we should probably, maybe there's snow leopards holding Uzis and, annihilating.
What's on Canadian? What's the secret behind Canadian fucking farms?
Yeah, why? It's on the internet. Nothing. Will you be slamming heroin? Will you be doing drugs? Will you go to a whorehouse? Will you tip over a police car if the Canucks lose the Stanley Cup? None of that. Fuck that. Guns, explosive, endangered species, farm. Yes or no, asshole? Will you go to a farm when you're here? Don't fucking lie to us.
Turn this fucking plane. I wonder if they want you to go to a farm. Like, no is the wrong answer on that one.
No, I thought that too. Yeah. But since I checked no for everything, it was obviously the right answer. But here's the thing. I checked no, but in my mind I'm thinking yes. I'm thinking, I got to go see what's on the farm.
Now you want to go to a farm.
And I look at my buddy, I go, what did you get for farm? He goes, I put no, but we're going. And we high five. But we high five down low so the flight attendant doesn't see us and go, why are these guys celebrating over International Declaration Card? So then they just let me into the country. I'm at the River Rock Casino, which is nowhere near farms. It's on the water. It's beautiful. It's one of those places where the room... All right, so I'm going to sell you more on Vancouver.
Okay, yeah.
My room overlooks a marina, like Marina del Rey, except on the other, instead of looking at buildings and just like flatlands of Culver City, you're looking at like Mount Rainier-sized mountains, and there's tugboats pushing like a half-mile long trains of logs. Like when they tie all the logs together and they move them.
They go from like Oregon down the fucking coast or whatever.
It's fascinating. It's like a life. It's like Tom Sawyer. Really I've never seen that shit before in my life. And I'm eating like black scrod in my hotel room from room service, watching SportsCenter, and I'm just staring out the window like, what magical place is this? And I totally forgot to go to a farm.
That was your farm right there, man.
I guess that was the farm.
Will you go to a farm and or watch log tug boats?
Will you be watching will you be on board? See, that's another one. Will you be on a boat while you're in Canada? Like they could have put anything.
The farm one is kind of
farm.
I hate to go boring, but I assume it's because they don't want you bringing back weird communicable farm diseases. But get your farms in check.
Name one.
Canada, yeah, exactly.
But I can bring back syphilis,
horse AIDS. Like I don't fucking.
Horse AIDS.
You know what I mean? Yeah. What disease?
Mr. Hands.
Yeah. Ooh.
Horse AIDS.
Yeah, it happens up in Canada.
They have cat AIDS.
They do.
There's
Feline AIDS. Yeah, I've read about it.
I don't even want to know how
Crazy.
that got
I don't even know either.
But I don't know
I'm
what.
not discerning person.
But like, let's say you go to the farm, and maybe they don't want you bringing livestock back. But if you are bringing livestock back,
they're going to fucking see it.
That's the third question: are you bringing any fucking animals back?
It's also like,
are you bringing any plants, animals? And they also ask you when you get to immigration, like, I wonder if that actually works with drug cartels. Like, are you bringing any drugs into Canada? And the guy goes, yeah. Oh, shit. I meant no. I'm sorry. Start over. Well, you caught me. 55 kilos of coke and I blew it.
It's like that agricultural, when you drive from Vegas to LA, there's this agricultural checkpoint, which they've never stopped me once.
Ever.
And I've gone a lot, and I don't know what theoretically they could be stopping for, like fucking onions. I mean.
Yeah, between LA and Vegas, not a lot of agriculture.
There's no cane toad to destroy the fucking sand bloom out there or whatever. You know what I mean?
Wait, go back.
Cane toad. That was why, like, Australia got fucked over because of the cane toad by someone bringing it in from another country.
It's an actual toad.
Yeah, called a cane toad, and it's one of those invading foreign species. That's why we don't allow like food or animal products, because
that's why there's no snake. Okay, so that answers question 3. Are you bringing?
That's a legitimate question. Yeah,
exotic
that one
plants or animals? Because they don't want you bringing in some crazy strain of poison ivy, which is weird that you would bring. Like, okay, I got my bathing suit for the hotel jacuzzi. I got 4 days of underpants, 2 pairs of jeans. I got my suit for when I do the corporate gig. Honey, where's my poison oak?
Ziploc bag of fucking.
Where's my poison oak?
Hemlock.
Where's my hemlock? And almonds.
It's what else?
I want almonds and hemlock so nobody can smell the hemlock on your breath when I poison you.
The other thing too is they don't pass that card out at the airport you're departing from. They pass it out while you're like 90% through your fucking flight.
Wheels are down.
So you're fucked anyway. Yeah.
Sir, wake up, fill this out. Like, now I'm like actually walking through an airport, filling it out shoddily with like a mini golf pencil. Like you said, I just woke up.
The damage is done. If you've fucking smuggled a panda to Canada, you're in Canada now with a panda. It doesn't matter if it's walking through the checkpoint or not.
Are you bringing any exotic plants or animals? Yes, there's a yak in my suitcase. And there's a balloon of heroin in the yak's ass.
To tell you the truth, I'm surprised you folks didn't catch that on the security screening.
Yeah. I don't know why you didn't see my white Bengal tiger with his fake mustache. I was walking him through the terminal, and everyone really just thought I was walking a man. But no, I was walking a white Bengal tiger, but he had a big Luigi mustache, so I tricked everybody into thinking he was just my Italian barber, and we were just walking through. If you go to a Canadian farm, you know what's there, Matt? Farm stuff.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Maybe some corn, tractors, couple chickens, eggs, maybe some cows for milking.
I'll even go one step further, maybe some maple syrup going on kind of thing.
I think maple syrup more of a woodsy...
Okay.
But sure.
It makes
Let's
sense.
say the farm is in the woods. Yeah.
They've got a couple trees with those sap
buckets.
What
if you have diabetic cows whose teats give out maple syrup?
Those cows got the sugars. Yeah.
The podcast really is one of circles. We just keep circling around, and we love a good callback. I think the dog is
I'm watching your dog have a callback. Yeah.
I should let her out and let her shit in the hallway.
I love that your dog just wanders the hallways of K-Rock. Yeah. When I walked in, it was like running into an old friend. It was like, oh, what's up, Mabel? Just random fucking Yorkie.
I forgot the dog was here until Matt Cohen just goes, oh, hey, Mabel.
Very matter-of-factly. Yeah. I didn't know she was going to be here.
Here's the thing. I do the show in Vancouver. It goes incredible. Great audience. Vancouver, they were the best. They were really, 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 really great. And the casino's great. I got a massage at the hotel that went down. It was fantastic. Top flight. If you're in Vancouver, Richmond, BC, whatever... the River Rock Casino apparently is the place to be. Totally great. Totally fun. It was a good gig. Good money gig. The crowd was there. It was huge. Standing ovation. I did an hour and a half. I think I was euphoric because I had a voice. Because I didn't talk for 12 hours. So then I get back in the plane to go back to the United States. Same thing. They hand me the declaration card to go back. I was like, bro, I just filled... Like, can't you just get the card I handed the other guy? Like, it's the same terminal, and I'm going on my way back. I'm about to land at L.A., and again, the flight attendant wakes me up and says, you have to fill this out.
Is it the same questions, too?
It's the exact same... not only the same questions, it's the same form, but they switch out Canada with the United States. There's only one word different, and that's Canada gets switched to the United States. So the lady again wakes me up and says, you have to fill this out. Again, 4 questions. And I write name, address, USA, motherfucker, and I cross it out again. but I leave it a little
Gotta
bit.
let 'em know.
If you really look, you can tell I wrote motherfucker, but you have to really, really, really look and maybe skim a pencil over the top of that. 4 questions. Are you bringing any exotic plants or animals into the United States? No. Are you bringing any explosives into the United States? No. Are you bringing any endangered, firearms? No. Did you visit a farm while you're in Canada? Now I don't know what to put.
Obsessed with that fucking farm.
Now I don't know what to put. Because what if I saw the farm? What if you went to the farm? I don't know what to put.
Wouldn't it be great if they reward you for seeing the farm, though? Like, you assume it's going to be a bad